So we're back out on a little mini adventure, me and my main man Freddie, and we're just up on top of Curbar Edge. So today the weather said it was going to rain all day, so I didn't come into the peaks on the day off. After Freddie finished school, the weather was nice. I needed to take the dogs out. This is half an hour away from where we live, so I thought it's a better opportunity to get out here. Freddie wanted to actually do some little climbs on some of the rocks, so we're going to go across onto Calver Edge there. Behind us we've got Baslow Edge, and then we've got Gordon's Edge right in the distance. Right, it's windy out here. We've got Birch's Edge, but today, two things. Obviously Freddie's going to do some climbing. I obviously want to look for a cheeky little bivy spot. I've seen a great location on some photos, but I just need to check it out. The dogs are really enjoying themselves. A little bit windy up here, but it's still nice and warm. So if anyone's wanting to venture out into the Peak District, we don't want to tackle some hikes where it's got too many inclines or anything. This is a perfect little hike. You park on the White Edge car park, which shares it with Curbar Edge. Now White Edge and Curbar, there's a loop you can do, 6.5 miles. It's really worked out really well, and there's not many hills, and there's some fantastic views. And if you're really lucky, you might get to see some of the red deer what are up on Big Moor. But tonight, really nice and quiet. In the summer, you do get a lot of people up here looking at the fantastic views, some lovely sunsets, and obviously because of the car park, it's really accessible. Now the car park is a paying display. If you're in the National Trust like I am, you do get to park here for free, but all the money goes back to the National Trust, so it's a good thing. But I can't believe that there's not many more people up on this edge tonight, so we're just going to drop down here, let Freddie have a little climb on some rocks, check out some locations for some bivy spots. It's a little less windy now, we're just down below the edge. We just found a little cave just up there, so we're going to have a look. So yeah, it's because we're below the edge, it's a little less windy now. Today I've been busy doing a few reviews on some gear that I've had for a while. Been meaning to do them for a bit, but sometimes it just takes a bit of effort to get this stuff out and do a review. But I want to get back out in the outdoors and doing a lot of running. You want to say me? Oh yeah.
If it was just
That'd be a good little spot to bivy in. Yeah, I think you could. I think you'd be able to. It's just not even for me, but I think it'll push you'd be able to get inside there. I think Buddy really likes it. This little pathway on, most people don't walk across it. Most people walk across the top. These paths are really what climbers have done over the years, just to get to the crag faces. And when you're on the top, you miss a lot of the hidden gems. So if you do do a bit of exploring around here, and you've never walked just below the edge of Calver, get yourself here. Obviously it's overgrown a bit with heather at the moment, but as long as you've got your bug spray on, there shouldn't be too many midges, especially if it's quite windy like it is today. But the thing is, what I love around here is it's half an hour away from where I live. I do a lot of running around this end, and obviously I bring the dogs out here a lot, but there's not a soul here today. I mean, on the Curbar there's some great climbs. It's traditional gritstone, but to be fair, the grades are quite hard. Definitely too hard for me, a lot of them. So when I used to come climbing out this way, it was either on Birch's Edge. I did a little bit on Baslow, but the edges are quite small. And popular routes I've done up on Froggatt. But yeah, it's lovely here. I mean, if you look behind me there, you can just see some of the climbs, what people do. But we'll have a bit of explore. You'll see dotted around these millstones, because they made a lot of millstones in the Peak District. But the view behind me is fantastic, and I'll just flip the camera around now so you can see. Look at that, it's beautiful. It's perfect.
Can you look down there?
Yeah. So just going up here because Freddie says there could be a good camping spot, so we'll see. This would be a perfect little bivy spot. You've got a little bit of shelter from there. Traditionally, I don't really like camping on the bottom of edges because you get some people and they'll chuck rocks off the top. Don't realise that there's people down here and they can hit you. But yeah, there's a little overhang there, so should be alright. It's not level, the best level spot I've seen today, but should be good. Right, let's carry on. We had to come back on top of Curbar Edge now because I forgot the dog's leads. I took a photo, put them down. 10 minutes later I realised that I didn't have the dog leads, so I had to go back to the start of the trail on Curbar Edge on the bottom. So we're up on the top now, so I'm going to go across the top and come back across the bottom, but it's quite warm. It's about 6:30 in the evening, but it's nice and warm. So Freddie's ready for a drink and the dogs, I'm sure, are ready for a drink. Because where we are on the edge, it's quite a big drop down there, so we're trying to keep away from the edge with the dogs. That's why when I'm walking with the dogs I prefer to be on the bottom of the edge, just in case they see a bird or something and they try and run away. You're not going to jump over the edge. It's just fantastic. Seen a few people walking, I've seen someone running. It's a fantastic loop, this. So we're on the edge of Calver. If you park where we started, go up onto White Edge, which is behind us, and drop down to the Grouse Pub. And from the Grouse Pub, you can come back up here. Like I say, it's about a 6.5 mile run. It's a great little run. So we're just going to find a rock to have a sit on. Let the dogs and Freddie have a drink. So yeah, fantastic. These guys just love it outside. Come on, Lewis. So you'll have seen Lottie before when she's been wild camping with me. Buddy's the little brother. He hasn't been wild camping with me yet. He's mad for it, but hard work taking them both. Can you climb back up? You found it, Lottie? Where's Buddy? So when I wanted Freddie to come out tonight with me, he wasn't too bothered. I've got 2 kids, so we've got Freddie, we've got Darcy, and we've got Joshua. Freddie's the youngest, and if any of you've got kids, you know it's really hard to get them to come out with you. But I must admit, every time I do get the kids to come out with me, they do really enjoy it. I've got no trouble getting these 2 to come out with me. They'd come out with me all day long, and if I could, I'd be out in the Peak District all day long. But unfortunately, got to work sometimes. But it seems forever since I've been on a hike in Peak District, just apart from when I did that wild camp with Freddie. Just because I'm doing a lot of running at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I'm really looking forward to Lakeland 50 Ultra. But I am also looking forward not having to go out running to get the miles up and just go back to enjoying it. Sometimes when you do these events, it's all exciting, but when it pans off and you need to put that training in, sometimes you do regret it because the times and the weekends I could have gone wild camping, I've got to do some training instead and running. But I've only got a month left. So we've come halfway where Curbar probably meets Froggatt. Just turning back round and going on the bottom path. But if you look in the distance, I don't know whether you can really see, but we've got in the valley, we've got Chatsworth House. It's really popular, really grand old house. Really worth a look if you've never been before. Right guys, I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Check out some of my other videos. I will be getting out for a wild camp in the Peak District hopefully in the next week or so. But for now, enjoy the great outdoors and keep safe.